Welcome to the first edition of Louisiana Travel Show. We'll be bringing you people and places all over Louisiana that draw tourists from all over the world. I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, and today we're going to first talk about recovery. Volunteer Louisiana is under our office, and with me today is Judd, Jeansonne, who runs that department and helps people recover after the storm. Good evening.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us about the recovery and how it's going and exactly what your office does to help people recover after the storm.
Sure. We're the State Service Commission under the Office of Lieutenant Governor, and so we do three primary things. We help manage AmeriCorps programs. So we've got 16 AmeriCorps programs that engage about 900 people in service every year. We help to promote volunteerism, and then we're charged in the state's Emergency Operations Plan with helping to coordinate unaffiliated volunteers and unsolicited donations. So in the wake of Hurricane Ida, we've obviously been very busy on both of those fronts.
Right, and now, Laura, you're still over in that area helping people through all these volunteer groups. So it's kind of spread you thin, but luckily you've had a lot of volunteer groups sign up to help. Tell us a little bit how those people get help in those communities along the coast and far inland for this storm. Because this storm hit such a wide area, it really spread those resources out and made it a little more difficult to get into all the hard-hit areas.
Absolutely. We encourage people to go to VolunteerLouisiana.gov. There they can sign up to be a volunteer and also learn about donation opportunities. So we had about 2,000 people that signed up for Hurricane Ida, and we connected them with volunteer opportunities with 30 different organizations. Feeding organizations such as Operation Barbecue and Mercy Chefs, distribution centers that were getting goods out to families. A lot of those were with small local churches and local community groups. And then some of the housing work with organizations such as Operation Blessing or Samaritan's Purse. We channeled those volunteers into those organizations to get that work done. We utilize crisis cleanup for casework. People call crisis cleanup to let them know what the needs are. We had about 14,500 cases in that system. 8,300 of those have been closed out, with 6,200 still remaining. So there's a lot of work still to be done, and we know that the recovery process is going to take weeks, months, and even years.
You know, the thing that really excites me, and you've done such a great job expanding Volunteer Louisiana over the last several years, and we hope to, with so many crises hitting our coast, the floods in 2016, back-to-back hurricanes, the need is greater than ever. So hopefully we're going to continue to expand, as you've done a great job doing. The thing I like most about Volunteer Louisiana, your teams are on the ground until the last person is back in their home. So when the cameras go away, I know firsthand riding out Katrina, and as the cameras left, people felt, they feel forgotten. But to see those volunteers showing up time and time again to help people until everyone's back in their home is a special thing in Louisiana. Those volunteers give of their time to go out and help their neighbors, and it's a boost for those local communities that feel forgotten after the TV cameras going away.
Well, absolutely, and you mentioned Lake Charles and Hurricane Laura. We helped to channel volunteers and to clear out 7,000 cases in crisis cleanup, and we were able to grant out $100,000 to organizations on the ground doing the work, getting the people back in their homes, like you mentioned, long after the cameras left. So whether it was distribution centers with United Way of Southwest Louisiana or groups like Nahama, that helped put 77 families back in their homes. We were there and continue to be there in the Lake Charles area as well.
And we know with more and more storms becoming stronger, we're going to have to do even more. So if you'd like to help, you can go to VolunteerLouisiana.gov and sign up to help, make a donation. And in times when there is no storm, you go out and help seniors build wheelchair ramps, paint homes. So these projects go on year-round as well. It seems like we're always coming out of a crisis, but when we're not, your teams are going all over the state helping people in normal times.
Absolutely, and people can volunteer themselves, and they can also nominate volunteers. We have our Champions of Service nominations open. If you know an outstanding volunteer, you can go to VolunteerLouisiana.gov and nominate them for the great work that they've done.
Well, Judd, thank you so much for the work your team does. It really is a lift when you're out there struggling to get back in your home to see people show up and help. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Where else can you take the trail less traveled at a pace all your own? Where else? Escape to one of Louisiana's 21 state parks for a picture-perfect getaway.
Where else can you be a world away and this close to home? There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Welcome back to Louisiana Travel. And with me now is Samantha Carrol. She is the head of the Seafood Promotion and Marketing Board, which promotes the great Louisiana seafood that is so important to our industry. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, Louisiana seafood is a huge part of our culture here in Louisiana. Not just the people that harvest it, but also it's what gets people around the table to eat that great food that everybody loves in Louisiana.
And I know you've been instrumental in getting out into the community. We've been devastated from this hurricane. I know the opening of the spillway in 2019 really hurt the seafood industry as all this water flowing into these valuable oyster beds that have shut many of them down. Many still closed from the hurricane, but you've been out to help the industry. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the coast has been hit really hard, and all of our fishermen from the docks, from the ice houses, from the processing plants, all of those places have been really, really devastated. So we've got to go out to several locations actually, and the last one being in Jeansonne, Lafitte, and we got to go out and have a little feeding.
Let's take a look at some footage from that feeding. It really lifts the spirits of those people. So let's take a look at the feeding down in Lafitte, helping those fishermen that need help so much.
So we were hit very hard by this, and look, right now we have the most resilient community in the world, and they're getting back on their feet. But one thing in particular that we're going to need some help with is the seafood industry. We're a big part of it. We feed the rest of the country right here in Lafitte, Barrett, Crown Point, Lower Lafitte. You have plenty of fishermen who lost their boats. You have a bunch of docks that are out. So of course, we need some help. I'm happy to see Lieutenant Governor here. I look forward to working with them.
The sad thing about it is the seafood and the shrimp season is going on. But and it's plentiful. There's a lot of shrimp out there, but there's only a few boats that's limited to catch what's available right now. So everybody's trying to get their boat back in order, in service order. But then also you have to fight with the bayou because it's all clogged up with debris and everything else that needs to be dredged out.
Because it's one thing to lose your house. You're losing your way of making a living and your house, waiting for a FEMA trailer and waiting for federal funds to help get those boats back is not quick enough. So getting help with cranes and a barge to lift those boats that are sunken, the ones that need repairs, and anything we can do to help them get back making a living is crucial right now.
Just from today's experiences, I've met people who still haven't been back to see their house yet. So they're coming back for the first time just now, 20, 30 days after the storm has hit. And it's pretty heart-wrenching, but they're so gracious and just grateful to be able to get water and ice and just the everyday necessities, paper towels, a hot lunch. It's just something that keeps some sense of normalcy in their lives.
I think this is the 20th event. We've hit 12 parishes, so we've been to Golden Meadow, like Lafourche and Terrebonne and Houma. We've been over to St. John, Laplace. We've gone to Grand Isle a few times. We've been here in Lafitte, I think 4 or 5 times so far, bringing food and necessary supplies. And folks, the supplies we're bringing are things that people need right now, like cleaning supplies. They need bleach and mold remediation products. And we've been trying to source all that and bring it down here. At the same time, we bring meals. And so while people are coming through line, they can get a hot meal and at least know that that's taken care of for the day.
Wow, it's great to see so many people turn out to help so many people in need. And as we look forward for the seafood industry, what's the feeling in the industry about recovery and looking forward?
Our seafood industry has endured a lot between hurricanes, pandemics, restaurant closures. I mean, they have just been through the ringer, and they're really concerned with what's on the horizon with this diversion project.
Samantha, I've been a strong supporter of coastal restoration that will lower storm surge. And what I've learned from the Marine Mammal Institute and things, how this is going to devastate the seafood industry is really concerning me as well. And at a later segment, we'll get together and we'll deep dive into the facts about these diversions on the river. But we'd like everyone to go to LouisianaSeafood.com, learn more about the industry, but learn more about these diversions because, the state having a 50-year plan, we need to look at a 5-year plan in lieu of what happened with these storms. If we're going to save the seafood industry, we can't do anything to negatively impact it. We've got to look at a plan that supports those industry, berms, ridges, and islands to recreate some of that marsh and protect the coastline at the same time.
Exactly.
Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all you do for our great seafood industry. Join us again for another segment of Louisiana Travel. Thank you.
Where else can the kids make a splash or dash through the spray? Where else can you picnic under towering oaks or navigate anchoring knees? Where else can you take the trail less traveled at a pace all your own? Where else? Escape to one of Louisiana's 21 state parks for a picture-perfect getaway.
Where else can you be a world away and this close to home?
We're ready for your adventure.
Hey y'all, I'm Amanda Shaw. Louisiana is a trip. Take one today and enjoy a close by, far from ordinary adventure that's sure to feed your soul.
This is Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Plan your road trip at LouisianaIsATrip.com. Welcome back to Louisiana Travel. The best part of my job is promoting the great state of Louisiana. And with me today is the head of tourism, Doug Bourgeois. Welcome, Doug.
Thank you, sir.
So tell us a little bit about this new campaign and how we're bringing people back to Louisiana.
Well, our new campaign is called Louisiana Homecoming. And the whole purpose of the campaign is to bring those people that mean the most to us back to Louisiana, our friends and our family. And we're doing it in new and exciting ways.
Well, I know we just had the college football welcome home over 2 million alumni for every university in Louisiana. We held a tailgate for each game with Louisiana Seafood, inviting those alumni to come back. And not only did many come back, but we got so many letters and emails saying, look, I can't make the tailgate, but I'm planning a trip back to Louisiana soon. Thanks for the invitation. So I think this is a great opportunity to reach out and touch so many people that have great memories here, and it was a great success this year. Tell us about the Christmas and the welcome family and friends home for the holidays.
Well, you know, we started with the tailgates, and that was the first time we did something like this, reaching all those people to come back to the thing we do best, celebrate. And so we're doing this through the holidays and especially through the festivals next spring. In fact, we've done a little spot inviting people home, and we'll go to that right now.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. The best part of my job is welcoming folks to Louisiana. Will you help me do that this year?
What Louisiana needs most right now is each other. So let's plan that fishing trip, girls' weekend, or family reunion. Let's cheer for our team as a team. Let's just reconnect in Louisiana.
There's no better time to invite your family and friends to Louisiana Homecoming, where they can feed their soul. Doug, your team has done an excellent job at welcoming visitors back to Louisiana. Tell us about this Christmas season and welcoming those family and friends back to Louisiana, some of the exciting things going on for the Christmas season.
Well, we have Louisiana Homecoming, the spot we just saw just a few minutes ago, but we also have a landing page that you can go to that has things like toolkits for family reunions, recipes, digital postcards to invite your family back. And I think that website will help so much in getting friends and family back to Louisiana.
And what's that website?
LouisianaHomecoming.com.
Yeah, go to that website and invite your family and friends. For this year, we've got Christmas parades, lighting exhibits all over the state. We've got some special events at state parks. And you've got an announcement to make about something new for tourism that we've never done before. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, no one in the world knows how to do a parade better than someone in Louisiana. So this year we're taking that to the world by being in the historic Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We're introducing a float that's one of the largest ever built for the parade, and it's called the Louisiana Celebration Gator. And it really showcases everything that Louisiana is great at, our culture, our music, our food. It's pretty awesome.
So we've got some great Louisiana talent that's going to be in the parade as well. Tell us about that.
Well, we are thrilled to announce that we have Oscar and Grammy winner and Louisiana native son, Jon Batiste, on the float this year. And he's going to be the star entertainment for our parade float.
You know, it's great to have the parade the Louisiana talent just mixed together. And we're blessed to have that in Louisiana. We've been able to use so many great Louisiana native talent to promote our state, and it just adds a little extra flavor, gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling about coming to Louisiana. So that parade should be a great hit at a time when we're trying to lure visitors. We're competing with every state in the country as people open their doors back up to the world. That surely will give us an edge.
Absolutely. 24 million people watch this parade, and that's around the world. So this is showcasing Louisiana in a big way.
Doug, thank you and your team for the great job you do promoting tourism, the record-breaking years before COVID. I know you'll come out of this stronger than ever with our state tourism office. Thank you again. Next, we're going to have state parks here. Join us. Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
Where else can you kayak under a canopy of moss-draped trees or cozy up in the nook of a towering cypress? Ride horseback down winding trails. Go with the flow of a lazy river. Bike the path less traveled. Where else can you be a world away, so close to home?
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure. Welcome back. I'm here now with Brandon Burris, Director of our state parks. Brandon, you've done an incredible job, you and your team. I know when we first took office, we were looking at possibly closing 7 or 8 state parks because of funding cut. You've not only kept them open, but you've done great things at making them something we can really be proud of. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, you're 100% correct. When we started off, we were on the brink of financial instability and had a hard time, you know, keeping everything open. But one of the first things we did was that we put a sign in front of every exit of one of our parks and said, tell us what you thought, tell us what your comments are, tell us what you need. And through that, we found out that our number one need was not a glamorous topic, but it was sewage, and that we needed to have sewage full hookup sites at all of our state parks. And our in-house team has done an incredible job of putting a lot of sewage sites at each one of our parks. But in addition to that, our team has fought for a federal grant, and now we're going to be able to take our top 9 state parks and put 100% sewage in all of our RV sites.
And that means so much to the retired community. It goes around, they don't want to go dump their sewage, they want the direct sewage. And we learned that, and as you've added these sites, the utilization of the parks have gone up. You've also done a great job at renovating cabins, bathrooms, and that's really helped us drive people to the state parks as well.
Correct. You know, we've tried to do something to our customer base that we've had to add a new something every year, whether it's updates to cabins, updates to restroom facilities, sewage hookups, adding new boardwalks. Louisiana people have been so good to, you know, come visit our state parks in record-breaking numbers, and we want to make sure we put our best foot forward every opportunity we have.
Now, something special to me is the special needs community. I came out of private business where I had a riding center for special needs people, and our efforts to make our parks more friendly to the special needs community, I know is something you've been working on with wheelchair accessible trails and playgrounds, and I know that's something we're working hard to do at all of our state parks. Tell us about the first one you're rolling out, I believe at Fontainebleau.
Correct. So, you know, from the very beginning in our meetings with you, our mission statement is provide recreational opportunities for the state of Louisiana and its great visitors. And you've been very clear on the directive that you want that to be all visitors for the state of Louisiana. So we've sought out both federal grants and in-house money, and we're completely 100% under design right now to have our first accessible playground, which will provide a great opportunity for people to come, experience the outdoors, not just for themselves, but the entire family to have a great place to come.
That is important to me and to the community, especially everyone knows one that has a special needs child that could utilize that. We've also reaching out to the business community and entrepreneurs for our private-public partnership, because I can see a day when our state parks are making a lot of money for our cultural, recreation, tourism, and a couple of those things that are really working well. Tell us about the things that are happening up in Washington Parish. Incredible draw for tourism, just two of those things, the mountain bike trail and the horseback riding. Tell us a little bit about that.
So you're 100% correct. Public-private partnerships has been something that state parks in the past in Louisiana has not really fully engaged with. But underneath your leadership, we've been able to go out and to seek out tons of businesses to come in and bring their private business onto public property and to enhance both our visitation and the local community. And through that, we have Bourgeois is a great example, horseback riding trails. We have a mountain bike trail. We also have our tuber and on the Bourgeois River. But the mountain bike is a great example of a public-private partnership where we partnered with North Shore Outdoor Recreation Biking Association to develop a great program.
Well, let me tell you, you can go to Louisiana State Park website and learn more about. We're looking for more partners, whether it's to build cabins or any kind of partnership. But what we won't do is we won't let a private business come in there that competes with local business. We want them to leave the parks, to eat at the restaurants. Brandon, thank you for being with us today, and keep up the great work at our state parks. We'll be right back after these messages.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at LouisianaTravel.gov.
Welcome back. And Doug, let's talk about some of those great Louisiana ambassadors that we have in our toolbox that really helps us promote Louisiana around the world.
Well, one of the most important things that we do in the Office of Tourism is our Louisiana Music Ambassador Program. And through that program, Louisiana musicians that play out of state or are out of country really get on stage and talk about Louisiana. They even throw out some beads and some t-shirts and some fun things to remind people of all the great things to see and do right here in our state.
And many years ago, we partnered, we had a home run with Lauren Daigle. Several years ago, we partnered with her and kept that relationship alive. Tell me a little bit about that and how well that's worked. She's become a great superstar and really promoted Louisiana with the shows locally here as well as around the country and the world.
Well, 3 years ago, we started a partnership with Lauren Daigle. And now at her shows, she talks about her home, Louisiana. She even plays a little 30-second spot about our state. So she's been a great ambassador for us.
You know, we even get people like John Goodman who records and promotes Louisiana because he loves Louisiana. He's been a great ambassador as well for Louisiana.
In fact, he did a voiceover for one of our commercials, so we're very excited about that. And that was part of the You Are My Sunshine program. You know, we started the Sunshine Plan for recovery for our state, and then we also purchased the rights to the song You Are My Sunshine, a song written right here by an ex-Louisiana governor.
And what a great way to pull us out of this pandemic with tourism is to have the second most recognized song in the world next to Happy Birthday, You Are My Sunshine, as our theme song as we open up this Sunshine Plan to bring tourists back to Louisiana. So we re-recorded that song. Lauren Daigle did it in her voice, which is incredible. And we've also used that video behind some great scenes in Louisiana. We know people are going to get outdoors, see the great outdoors. RV sales were up during COVID, fishing equipment, camping equipment. So we wanted to highlight all the things in Louisiana great to do outdoors, our state parks, our fishing. I like to tell people you can fish anywhere, but you catch fish in Louisiana. Tell us a little bit about how that's going and how this video emerged from that.
Well, we wanted to celebrate all the joy that we have in Louisiana. And so we covered every part of the state to show that, it's a time to come back. It's a time to re-engage, I guess, with all the great people, the food, the festivals. And Lauren's voice was perfect.
So I tell you, this video does not get old to me. I just keep watching it over and over, and it gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling. Y'all take a look right now. We're going to share that video with you that we use to lure people here from all over the world. Enjoy.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You come to Louisiana for smiles, not souvenirs. You come here to get lifted up, spun around, and put down in a brighter, lighter place. You make me happy when skies are gray. You come here for the distinctive music and the amazing food. But what really spills out of the horns and over the edges of your plate is joy. Some people might call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. So come live life to the fullest, where there's an abundance of good food, good music, and good times. So there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. This is Lauren Daigle, inviting you to come feed your soul in Louisiana. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine. Please don't take my, please don't take my sunshine away.
I hope you enjoyed that. Doug, thanks for being with me today, and thanks for all you do for tourism here in Louisiana. So join us next time on Louisiana Travel, and go to LouisianaTravel.com. Learn more about our travel industry here in Louisiana. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Tune in next time as we explore more of what Louisiana has to offer. In the meantime, visit LouisianaTravel.com, your place to find trip ideas, events, recipes, and so much more. And while you're there, be sure to order your free Sunshine Magazine, the official inspiration guide for your Louisiana vacation.